Good evening, my name is Joseph DelValle. I will be providing a demonstration on special needs groups and disasters and how those two effects come together. So first of all, I want to start with individual advice I like to give. So before looking at everything that comes afterwards, it all starts with the individual, what you can do beforehand. So to begin with, you need to create a family communications preparedness plan. What that exactly means is look at everything around you, the people in your life with special needs, the people who are related to them, whatever resources you have, whatever they need, and get it ready now. Don't wait until during the disaster, because by then it'll be too late. It's impossible to do it after the disaster, so you gotta start beforehand. With that, make a survival kit. Survival kits can be standard. You can get them from Walmart or any of the other stores. You just need to have in there first aid materials, flashlights, and specifically medications and any other needed items for the individual with a disability. And then lastly, you're gonna need to register for your local, state, or federal registration areas. Those we'll show you some examples later on, but they're really good to do. Okay, federal resources. Starting off with the federal level, from the top down, there's just two really big federal resources I recommend using that I think are the best to do. So you could read the Preparing for Disaster for People with Disabilities and Their Special Needs. It's a handbook created by both FEMA and the American Red Cross that has pretty much everything you need to know for this specific subject, and it's really readily available and it's free. Now, Empower. So a lot of different individuals with disabilities need electricity, whether that be for ventilators or other medical equipment. Now, whenever a disaster does occur, those areas can be very vulnerable. So how do you combat that? Well, Empower is a government-run website, pretty much a tool, where you can go in there and make equipment claims to get that situated beforehand. And it has a map. You can see all the different at-risk scales for different regions, and on the screen you can go ahead and see Florida. Okay, advice for Florida residents. Specifically going to Florida residents, because we are in the state of Florida, these are two tools that I recommend using. Registry for Florida Special Needs. You can go in there and register for everything you need. There's the link. And then find local shelters in your area. And then extra state resources are right there. Pretty much you can go in there, look at them. And everything you need as an individual is right there. Okay, so the reason the statistics say 2019 is because that was the very last year of normalcy before COVID. Now that we're exiting the COVID area, things are going to start to try to get back to a sense of normalcy. So I think these are the best statistics to look at the current time. So at that time, 50% of the global population is living with a disability. At the end of 2019, 5.1 million people were displaced due to different disasters. Now, nearly 31% of U.S. adults who cannot care for themselves were forced to evacuate after disasters that occurred in that year, so that's 2019. And almost 1% of adults who are blind were forced to leave their homes. So looking past that, pretty much the United States is very much struggling with disabilities, and it's a trend that goes into the world. Okay, looking macro level outside of the United States into the worldwide view, here are a set of 5 different case studies. So Hurricane Gustav in 2008, 70% of deaf people were evacuated and were reported living in unsanitary conditions. Going past that, the Japanese earthquake of 2011 also had a great issue of people with disabilities. Tropical Cyclone Pam in Vanuatu 2015, 60% of people with disabilities reported a lack of safety, so it's their feeling. And then after Cyclone Amphan, which struck Bangladesh in 2020, 71% of people reported a lot of difficulties or cannot do it all with regards to their hearing and safety, or what information they received during the event. And that fall of 2004, with the Indian Ocean tsunami, same issues. And in 2011, famine in Somalia, people are displaced, they're not feeling safe, and not feeling educated, and that's an overall issue we're starting to see with all this. So what can be done? So look at this. We need to increase awareness in communities. Start beforehand, not during or after, like I said at the beginning. Make sure all the resources are readily available. Very much useful, okay? A lot of these things are free and available online, and there's a lot of programs out there like listed, local, state, and federal, that you can look at and use if you need them. And ensure that your friends and family and members are safe and taken care of during a disaster. So make sure to know your people and network to make sure everyone's taken care of. And always be ready and vigilant. Now, of course, if you ever need any of these references, they're listed here, and they're going to be in the description of the video and also commented under the submission. Hope you had a great night, and thank you for your time.